You feel tired all the time, and you just think it's stress or a bad week. Wrong. What if I told you your liver is sending out an SOS, and if you ignore it, things could get seriously bad? In this video, we are breaking down the secret signs your liver is screaming for help, and you will not believe what they are. Okay, listen up. Tucked under your right ribs is one of the most extreme organs in your body, the liver. This thing is an absolute machine. Think of it as your body's mega filtration system, a chemical factory, and a metabolic powerhouse all in one. It works 24/7, doing over 500 vital jobs, from nuking toxins in your blood and making bile to obliterate fat, to storing vitamins and controlling your blood sugar. Your liver is so powerful it can keep working even when it's partially destroyed. But that strength is the ultimate double-edged sword. Because the liver is so tough and has zero pain receptors, disease can sneak up on you for years. The first signs are so vague, you'd probably just blame them on your crazy schedule or not sleeping enough. But these clues are your body's final warning. Catching them is the difference between reversing the damage and facing a life-altering disaster. So how does your liver first cry for help? It doesn't start with a scream, it starts with a whisper. These are the early signs that are so easy to ignore but are critical to catch. First up is a deep, relentless fatigue. This isn't just, I need an energy drink, tired. This is a soul-crushing exhaustion that follows you around no matter how much you rest. When your liver isn't at 100%, it fails the challenge of clearing toxins from your blood. That buildup of metabolic garbage absolutely tanks your energy, leaving you feeling sluggish 24/7. It's one of the most common signs, but everyone overlooks it because they just blame their lifestyle. Next is just general chaos in your digestive system. This can pop up in a few ways. Maybe you have zero appetite all of a sudden, you feel nauseous constantly, or you have a weird, nagging ache in your upper right stomach. Exactly where your liver is. Your liver makes bile, which is essential for destroying fats. If your liver's performance drops, so does the bile, leading to all these problems. The third whisper is something you can actually see. Weird changes to your skin and hands. With early liver issues, you might see these tiny spiderweb-like blood vessels, especially on your chest and face. They're called spider angiomas. Another crazy sign is blotchy red palms, a condition called palmar erythema. You might even see your fingernails turn weirdly pale, especially on your thumb and index finger. This is all caused by your struggling liver messing with your hormones and circulation. And finally, there's that bizarre feeling of just being unwell, paired with terrible sleep. You just feel off. You're not actually sick, but you're a million miles from healthy. This is thought to be your brain's first warning sign. As the liver's detox power goes down, even tiny amounts of toxins can mess with your brain, wrecking your sleep and making you feel terrible. If any of this is hitting home and making you second-guess those little unexplained feelings, I challenge you to hit that subscribe button right now. We are all about helping you understand your body's secrets, and you do not want to miss what's next. Okay, we've covered the whispers, but what happens when your liver's cries for help become deafening? These are the serious symptoms that point to advanced damage. These are the signs that demand you act immediately. The most legendary and well-known alarm bell is jaundice. This is when your skin and the whites of your eyes literally start turning yellow. This yellowing is caused by a massive buildup of a substance called bilirubin in your blood. A healthy liver crushes bilirubin, but when it's severely damaged, it can't keep up. Bilirubin levels go through the roof, turning you yellow. The next loud alarm is swelling, especially in your stomach and legs. When fluid builds up in your belly, it's called ascites, and it can make your stomach look massively bloated. You might also see your legs, ankles, and feet swell up, which is called edema. This happens because a wrecked liver can't make enough of a protein called albumin, which is supposed to keep fluid inside your blood vessels. Pressure builds up, and fluid starts leaking out into your body. A legitimately terrifying alarm is the start of confusion and brain fog, a condition known as hepatic encephalopathy. When the liver completely fails, toxins it would normally destroy can travel to your brain. This can cause anything from small memory problems and personality changes to severe confusion, slurred speech, and in the worst cases, a coma. Another insane sign is bruising and bleeding from literally anything. If you're suddenly covered in bruises from tiny bumps, or you get nosebleeds or bleeding gums for no reason, your liver could be the culprit. Your liver is in charge of making the proteins that clot your blood. When it's failing this badly, it can't produce enough of them, leaving you completely vulnerable to bleeding. Finally, there's a severe non-stop itch, known as pruritus. This is not your average everyday itch. This can be all over your body, it is relentless, and it will drive you insane. This happens because with some liver diseases, bile products build up in the blood and get deposited in your skin, causing the most intense irritation you can imagine. Reading a list like this can be terrifying, but knowledge is power. The main thing to understand is that these symptoms, especially the loud alarms, often point to extreme liver damage, a condition called cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is basically permanent, hardcore scarring of the liver. Every single time your liver gets injured, from alcohol, a virus, whatever, it tries to heal by making scar tissue. When you get so much scar tissue that it takes over, it destroys the liver's structure and its ability to do its job. This scarring is the real cause of the most serious symptoms, like the insane stomach swelling we just talked about. So what's the game plan? Now, it is critical to say that this video is for educational purposes and is not a medical diagnosis. If you're having any of the early, subtle symptoms, especially if you have risk factors like heavy drinking, obesity, or a family history of liver disease, you need to make an appointment with your doctor. And if you experience any of the loud alarm symptoms, like yellow skin, a swollen belly, confusion, or especially signs of internal bleeding like vomiting blood or passing black, tarry stools, that is a medical emergency. You need to get help right now. Your liver is a silent beast, but when it launches a flare, it's vital that we pay attention. We've gone through the early whispers, like fatigue and digestive chaos, and the loud alarms, like jaundice and swelling. Here's the good news. The liver has an incredible, almost unbelievable superpower. It can regenerate and heal itself, especially if you catch the problems early. By making huge lifestyle changes and treating the root cause, you can often stop further damage and in some cases even reverse it. So the final takeaway is this: be proactive. Don't just ignore persistent, unexplained symptoms. Go talk to a healthcare professional. Before you click away, if you have an experience with this or a question for the community, I want you to share it in the comments below. Your story might literally be the one that someone else needs to see today. For more insane deep dives into your health, check out our next video right here. Thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.